Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to talk about similarities of characters. And, I wanted to kind of talk about this. There are a lot of characters that are very similar, and one of the things that I always thought was very fascinating, especially with Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Jaden Yuki, was the character being very similar into relations to Goku. And if you look into it, I'm sure a lot of you will say, where are these two similar? And you'll probably be like looking at it and not thinking, well, where are they similar? But they actually are similar if you've watched both shows. If you watch if you watch GX, you kind of see where they kind of got a lot of very similarities. One of the glamoring things, obviously, is that Goku likes to protect his friends a lot. Jaden Yuki likes to do that as well. But I know that's a very vague similarity. So let's get into some more depth things that Goku and Jaden Yuki have that are very similar. For one thing, obviously, they're both the main characters of their respective series and franchises. For Jaden, obviously, being the main character of GX, Goku obviously is the main character of all pretty much the Dragon Ball franchise: Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. Pretty much most mediums of whatnot, he's the main character in. But not only that, as we all know, the most glamorous similarity, which this is the one that kind of always was the one I always used as an analogy, is the ships for these two characters. Now, if you are a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX fan, you pretty much know that there is a big ship for Jaden with Alexis Rose, who is the female protagonist in GX, and as we all know, it was kind of hinted at much before this specific moment. However, the ship name itself was dubbed Fiancé Shipping for a reason, and that was dubbed because in one episode, Jaden Yuki won a duel that basically gave him the right to be Alexis Rose's fiance, which is very similar to how Goku was forced to be married to Chi-Chi because, well, Chi-Chi tried to, Chi-Chi fell in love with Goku, and when they met once, and asked to marry, Chi-Chi asked Goku to marry her, which then later down the line, the martial arts tournament, Dragon Ball, we all know what happens, and Goku then has to marry Chi-Chi, and, the funny thing is, about this circumstance is that in both instances, Goku and Jaden Yuki did not realize what marriage/fiance was. Yeah. Alexis explains that it means friendship. Yeah, really, Alexis. Okay. And Goku tells Chi-Chi that he thought it was food. So, there you go. Also, another thing is Jaden and Goku are not educated in studies, pretty much. I mean, obviously, Goku pretty much isn't smart in anything besides martial arts. He never had form of education. Jaden Yuki fails pretty much all of his grades in the Duel Academy, with the exception of winning duels. He wins duels, but he is not smart when it comes to doing like basic schooling stuff. So there's that as well too. Now, Jaden really isn't a superhero like Goku is, but he is essentially the hero of his story, uh, having to take down many different, uh, villains that came across uh, Dual Academy throughout the series: Shadow Riders, the Society of Light. Um, so many different things that he had to do. Obviously, as we know, Goku is the superhero of his story. He's the hope of the universe. Wink, wink. Ally to good, nightmare to you. Um, yeah. So, Jaden obviously doesn't really have the universe at his disposal, having to save, but he does have to, essentially save the Dual Academy, which essentially almost got screwed up many, many times because of attacks. And, despite his grades, he does become the top student at Dual Academy, despite the fact that he, isn't very formally educated. So yeah, in terms of the stocks of these two characters, I just thought it was kind of very fascinating at the similarities of Goku and Jaden. Not many people really talk about it, of how similar they are. And so I just thought kind of bring it up, kind of go over some of the things that I just thought were very interesting and very similar in terms of some of the things. 'Cause I haven't really seen some of these little different things that they did. Like, again, the whole ship similarity thing was very similar, very out there, because no one's kind of really done that since, I don't think. Now, obviously, with Jaden, the difference is there actually was a ship development between Alexis and Jaden prior to that, and then, of course, even after that. With Goku and Chi-Chi, there really wasn't. There much there. Akira Toriyama was not very good with doing ship stories back then, or focusing on ship stuff back then. He kind of wanted to focus more on the adventure / the fighting, which there's no wrong in that. Because that's what Z is, or not so much Dragon Ball, but like when Dragon Ball Z came around, that's really what it was mostly about. You guys get what I mean, though. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of really good upsides with them, and I really like them. They're, again, I've said it before. It's because it's kind of ironic, because I've said it before. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, was my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! And I still wish they would have done a season 4 of it. And we're kind of getting it in Duel Links, which kind of makes me even more upset. They actually were showing some scenes from Duel Links that we never got because they never dubbed season 4, and it's like, oh. You know what I mean there? We're finally getting to hear the voice actors start to say stuff that we would never have heard because we never got the season 4 dub. Oh my god. God dang it. 4K Media. Jeez. Or whatever they're called now. Konami New York. Make that season 4 dub, damn it. Anyways. But getting back with the whole thing with Goku and Jaden, it's very similar because, again, Goku being my favorite character of all time, and me seeing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX when I did, I really kind of connected to Jaden a lot because of the similarities he had really with Goku. And but again, Jaden's a great character in himself because he is, again, just like Goku, an underdog. Not many people really thought he would be that good, and then Jaden came in to Duel Academy. He earned his respect by winning duels against the top Obelisk Blues. Um, Dr. Crawler, when he beat Dr. Crawler to get into Duel Academy, which, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, Dr. Crawler is actually voiced by Sean Schemmel. Just so you all know. So if you guys haven't watched the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX dub, I'd highly recommend it because not many people know that Dr. Crawler was voiced by Goku, or Sean Schemmel, the guy who voices Goku, because he doesn't sound like himself in that voice at all. He also, there's another thing he does that a lot of people talk about too in that dub. He does like an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation on one of the duel monsters. For anybody who doesn't know, I had a theory about that too. I'll be back because he does like an actual Arnold Schwarzenegger like impersonation. It was an elephant duel monster, it wasn't a machine. It was an elephant. I had a theory about that. It was because at the time Arnold was the governor of California, and and the duel monster was an elephant. And what's the mascot for the Republican Party, which Arnold Schwarzenegger's Republican? That was my theory about that. Because I was like, well, why would you have like an elephant be the freaking like? Why would you have an elephant sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Not like because he's doing a Terminator voice basically, but it's an elephant, not a machine. So I was like, well, think about what was going on at that time. Think about what was going on at that time, and then come back to me. I'm probably the only one who has figured that one out. No one else has figured that out. But I'm a huge Terminator fan, so of course I would know this. So, yeah. Getting back to the topic though. Jaden Yuki earns his respect. Goku does the same thing. He was a low-class warrior. He earns his respect from Vegeta. Vegeta, even though he doesn't really like him, actually he's kind of come across them better now, but they're still rivals. At the end of the day, they're still rivals, Goku and Vegeta. And Goku has Vegeta has earned Goku now. Vegeta now respects Goku. Like he's jealous of him always, but he respects him. He respects him because without Goku, Vegeta wouldn't be able to push himself further. Like the reason why Vegeta has been able to push himself further for so long is because he's had a rival to keep having him want to get stronger. And the same thing with Goku. Goku gets pushed because of Vegeta being there. Because he always has to try to make sure that he can up himself from Vegeta, which he always does, but he always has to have that, that person that can keep having him want to be stronger. Because if he didn't have anybody to go up against, there wouldn't be no point. Again, in terms of the similarities, like I said, these two have very, very close similarities that, I think a lot of people should look at. Like I said, it's not kind of primitive if you've not watched GX, especially if you've watched GX in the dub, because obviously the dub didn't finish the series like they should have. So there might be a lot of gray areas for some people, but it is it's a very good dub. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX has a very great dub. It just unfortunately didn't get finished because of 4Kids. 4Kids ruined it for us. They ruined it, and 15 years later, I'm still waiting for that dub. Still waiting. They ruined us. They ruined our chance of getting a fan dub too. So that makes it even worse. That even makes it worse. Let's not even get into that. That makes it worse. They made us ruin a friggin' fan dub. Yeah, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video or my other videos, please subscribe. Also, I do have a Discord link in the description. Again, if you're a subscriber, make sure to click the notification bell for all the latest contents. And that's about it. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace. Get your game on.